Hey guys, it's Tarkon again. I'm back with a brief video. I think this is going to be a brief one. That's going to depend on whether I get carried away and start rambling again. But I'm doing a brief one in response to a general response to some of your comments, because there's a theme I've noticed throughout the comments, which I want to address, and I wanted to address in a separate video because I think it's important, and it's going to apply to pretty much everyone out there who's trying to manifest or get an ex back or get money or do whatever it is you're trying to do with law of attraction practice. And it's simply this, that so many of you out there, I'm noticing, are just way too focused on the circumstances of what's happening in your situation and with your desire. I get a lot of this, I'm getting a lot of this kind of very detailed, these very detailed accounts of what's going on in the situation. I texted him and then he said this and now what, or I'm noticing him doing this on social media, or I'm, have I ruined it by doing this or saying this to him, and you're sort of taking every little action and every little response you're getting from the person if you are interacting with them, and every little thought that you have, and you're sort of, overanalyzing it and beating it to death, basically, right? You're trying to solve it. You're trying to solve it with your ego mind, right? And here's where a lot of you are getting stuck, and I understand this completely. I've done this. I did this for many years. I still do it, I think it's just human nature to want to do that. And of course, we are born with these walnuts up here, that want to constantly do what's above its pay grade, right? Your brain always wants to solve all the problems. But understand this, in manifesting is not problem solving, all right? Manifesting is about changing your state of being and the way you look at the world and the way you approach circumstances and situations and people in your life. And that's always going to begin with you. It's never going to be them. It's never, ever, ever them. So if you're sitting around going, well, he said this, she said this, what does it mean? And you're picking apart every little text message and every little interaction that you've had, and you're thinking about it ad nauseum, and you're trying to figure out a way to, how do I get this to happen faster? Because I need it to happen. I need it to happen to be happy. I need it to happen to finally have my manifestation and my great relationship. Understand that all of that is a reflection and a result of you focusing in the wrong direction. You're not focusing on the end result, on what you want, and you're not focusing on changing your own state of being, your own state of mind, the way you feel about things. That's what this is about, all right? And I hate to say it, I know a lot of people, especially beginners with this stuff, they come to this stuff thinking, because they read The Secret or they go to other teachers or read other blogs that go, well, here's the 3 steps, repeat these words, and then the thing you want will come. Well, I realize it's frustrating to kind of get a little bit deeper down the rabbit hole and realize it's a little bit more layered and a little bit more nuanced than that, right? Because a lot of times what those sort of very surface kind of blogs and books and whatever are doing is they really are just scratching the surface, right? And it's important to understand that all this stuff, repeating affirmations and writing your lists of what you want and reading them every day, they're all about changing you. That's not about bringing about a certain result. You have to be able to change what's going on in here and in here, and how you're feeling and vibrating. That has to be your number one priority. And then all the other stuff that you want, all the good things that that are going to reflect in the world, they're going to reflect back to you. The physical stuff that you want, the money, the relationship, the feel it, hear it, touch it, taste it stuff that we want, right? That you want, that you're after. Understand that it has to begin here. You have to fundamentally begin to change and shift your thinking and your feeling about the world. And that's going to include, all your specific kind of desires that you're trying to manifest right now, like a relationship, like getting your ex back especially. That's going to always and only require you to change. It's always and only ever, 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 ever about you. It's never about them. And you need to begin to embrace and understand that situation. So when I say, or any other teacher says, feel it real, or go to the end result, right? What does that mean? So in a nutshell, it means that you have to get to the state of being that you would be in if you already had the thing. And that's going to require, and this is where the tricky part comes in, this is where the nuanced part comes in, and this is also where a lot of people kind of get stuck and very frustrated with this stuff. But you have to do this. You have to begin to divorce your thinking from your circumstances. You have to stop looking at results every 5 minutes. You have to stop overanalyzing every single text or message or thing you see on Facebook or whatever it is. In fact, don't even look at that stuff. Don't look at your ex's Facebook page. And if you're not feeling okay about the situation, your desire, if you're feeling desperate and frustrated, don't text them. Don't even communicate with them. It's not about them, because you're going to get back a reflection of what you're feeling. So if your state of mind is frustration and you're thinking only, they're not into me, they don't want me anymore, they don't love me anymore, then if you text them while you're in that state of mind, what do you think is going to come reflecting back to you? So when I say that everything and everyone is you pushed out, when we say that, we really mean it. All right, you have to begin to look at this from the other direction. Life does not move from the outside in, and I know it's hard because we've been conditioned and programmed to think that since we're in the cradle. So it's really tough to sort of start switching that around in our minds. I know, and it takes time, and you have to be patient with that process because you're learning to play a new instrument. You're learning to speak a new language, and that's going to take some time and practice and persistence, okay? So you have to begin to catch yourself when you're doing these things. So even, hey, I'm going to write Tarkon a comment about every single text message I got, and here's what he said, here's what she said. You need to stop doing that. You're over-focusing, and this is why I'm not going into specific comments right now, because I'm seeing this theme, and I need to do a video about this because it's very important. You have to begin to shift your thinking and to shift how you look at this situation, right? And the first thing with a lot of you guys out there is it's gonna have to start with you really kind of neutralizing your thinking about the situation and neutralizing your thinking about the specific person that you want, right? And I know this channel is kind of going in the direction of being very niche based in terms of specific people. I don't talk a lot about manifesting money or health or that kind of material things, but it's all the same across the board with anything that you want. So it's the same thing. It doesn't really matter what it is. If it's a circumstance, a relationship, money, an event, whatever it is you're trying to manifest, this is all comes down to the same thing. The very first step, the first thing is to begin to shift your focus away from observing the circumstance as it is, if it's not to your liking. In other words, he's not communicating with me, we're not together, it's been this long, yada yada, all that stuff going around in your head. You need to start to quiet that down, first and foremost. Begin to become neutral in your thinking about this stuff. And that's, no coach is going to help you with that, no video is going to help you with that. We can guide you. Those things can guide you in the right direction. They can give you the information that you need to make better decisions about where you place your focus and how you place your focus. But ultimately, in the end, you're going to have to do that yourself. All right? I can't say to you, oh, that email that you got, well, it means this, and you should do this, and text them and write them this. I'm not that kind of teacher. This is not what we're doing here. There are people out there who do that kind of stuff. I'm always going to pull you back to where your focus is and what's going on inside of you, because I know that this is how manifesting works, all right? If I did anything else, I wouldn't be doing you a service. So all this stuff right now, what are they doing? Who are they with? How are they responding to me? You need to stop, because you're focusing on them and you're not focusing on yourself, all right? And this is about self-awareness. This is about improving the self. This is about becoming the best version of yourself. And it's extremely important that you begin to make this about yourself and not about them. And I know if you're sort of in the beginning of that and you're frustrated, I know that's going to take it's going to take some work on your part. You're going to have to kind of stop being vibrationally lazy, all right? And that's a lot of what's going on. And that's the thing. I want to be happy. So I need this person to change their behavior towards me so I can be happy. It's their problem. It's their responsibility. No, it's not. It's not their responsibility. Their behavior is only ever a reflection of how you're behaving, how you're thinking about yourself, and how you're vibrating within yourself. That's all it is. And it has to start with you. Life does not move from the outside in. It moves from the inside out. This is where it begins. You're the source of the image in the mirror. and your reality is the mirror image, and it's reflecting back to you. Don't go up to the mirror and frown and expect the image, the reflection, to smile at you. It doesn't work like that, right? And you know that. You know how a mirror works. You need to start looking at things this way. So stop. I'm being a little emphatic here. I'm not upset or anything, but I want to really be firm about this and really try to get this across to you guys because it's important. You need to stop with the chit chat and the what are they doing and looking at every little detail and their behavior and how they're responding. You need to stop looking at the circumstance as it is, and you need to begin pulling the focus back inside yourself and worrying only about how you're feeling, right? How you're feeling. And if thinking about them makes you feel like shit and frustrated and nervous and whatever, you need to stop thinking about them. Sometimes that's the thing to do, is just completely distract yourself from even thinking about them. Don't approach them, don't text them. Go do something for yourself. Do other things. They don't even have to be things that you necessarily love, but just do anything else. Watch a movie, take a nap, little things, take a walk, throw yourself into your work, go hang out with friends, read a book, whatever it is, right? You need to stop. And if you do that long enough, for a little while, you'll start to notice the kind of that urgency will subside, right? And that's kind of the time when you can begin to go, okay, so, you begin to focus on what it is you're really after here. You're after a feeling. You're always after a feeling. You want this relationship because you anticipate you're going to feel amazing when you have it, but you don't trust yourself to feel that way now without it. You think that you need the circumstance in order to have the emotional state, but the circumstance only ever follows the emotional state. So if you're focusing on, just how it is right now and the fact that it's not the way you want it to be, you need to stop. And I know a lot of you guys out there, you've been writing me like, well, I am vibrating well and I'm focusing on what I want. But see, I can tell from your comments and the way you're writing it and with the sense of urgency that you're writing it with that you're not actually doing that. It's not enough to say I'm doing it, I'm doing it. This isn't a fake it till you make it kind of thing. If you're writing, in this sort of with a sense of urgency and frustration of, well, I'm doing the thing, so why isn't it happening? Then you're still focused on why it's not happening. You're not doing the thing. You're not actually doing the shifting in vibration. You need to make that your number one priority. Not texting them, not how are they responding to me, not trying to get them, manipulate them, or try to get them to do this, or try to get them to do that, or watching their Facebook. What they're doing is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is what you're doing. And you need to start shifting that around. You need to start making it about you, because it is about you. Only, ever, ever, ever about you. Okay? So, wow. All right. This is actually shorter than I usually do, I think. There's going to be more videos coming up this week. There's some other things going on in my life, so I've been a little busy and also tired. And now we have this time switch. But I wanted to make this video, this kind of general video, because I think it's important. So, and it's going to apply to, I think, a lot of you out there probably watching this stuff, watching this video, I hope. I think it was an important message to send out today. You really need to start thinking in terms of how you want things to be and how that's going to feel. And I think I'm gonna do more videos. I've been doing a lot of the viewer comment videos, and I realize it's maybe taking away a little bit from videos I could be doing more about sort of methods and ways to kind of neutralize your vibration around things and your emotions around things and your reactions to things. So I want to do more videos about that, and they're coming. But I still want to reply to your beautiful comments. I'm not going to be able to reply to all of them, and I'm not going to be able to reply to every email. It's just not possible, folks. I'd love to, and I'll still be picking out comments here and there and doing those things. But if you absolutely want to have a one-on-one interaction with me, there are email coaching packages available on the website, manifestation.lab.com. It's right in the description box. There's a link. There's also... by the way, and I didn't mention this last time, there's now a link. The books are back, so the recommended books are back. So there's a link for that down there as well. So you can look through some of the books. And also in future, I want to do some videos. Maybe I'll review some of these books. So I'll talk about the books a little bit more in detail and tell you why I like the ones that I'm recommending. And why I've read them, and I'll always reread them and go back to them from time to time for my own purposes. There's also, I'm trying to get the Facebook group going. So all those links are down there below. So check out the description box. And if you're new to the video, please watch my other videos, hit like or not, or hit subscribe if you want to subscribe. I'm happy to see that the channel is growing steadily, steadily, steadily still. That makes me very happy. And also, if you feel like leaving me a tip, there are 2 options to do that, through PayPal and through Cash App, also down in the description box. So anyway, I didn't want to yell at you. I wanted to rant a little bit about that. I wanted to just let you know how important it is to kind of begin to move your focus away from the circumstance, looking at the circumstance. If you keep doing that, there's nothing I can do or anybody else can do to really help you. If you're coming from this sort of place, I need to, this kind of urgent place of approaching these things, you need to begin to kind of pull your focus away from how things are and how they look right now. Because understand, it is only a mirror image. So even right now, and there is a time delay with this stuff, so even what you're seeing right now is already kind of an older manifestation anyway, right? So just look at it that way. There's always that little delay, right? Even when you have like live transmissions, you notice there's like that second delay or 30-second delay, right? Think of it that way. Whatever's going on right now, this minute, whatever you're perceiving out there, they're doing this, they're not doing that, they're not responding to me. That's old shit coming. That's still reflecting back to you. You need to start shifting right now and start thinking in terms of now. Now I'm going to start shifting my focus away from that stuff. It's unimportant. It has no meaning, right? It has no actual meaning. The only thing it means, if it has any meaning, is that it's reflecting to you and letting you know how you're vibrating with it. So if things are coming back and they're not really producing the results you want to see, that's a huge indicator. It's a huge flare for you to change that this is what needs to change. This is what needs to change, right? Your approach to this thing needs to change, not theirs. Because listen, even if you get a text message from someone you've been waiting to hear from, if you're still sort of in that place of vibrating negatively about the situation, it's never going to amount to much, right? And I've been in that situation as well. I've manifested texts from people, but I still had anger towards them. I was still frustrated about the situation. I was still impatient about it. That's where my focus was, but I wasn't aware that's where my focus was because I didn't know. No one was yelling at me saying, hey, shift your focus, man. I had to kind of figure that out for myself. So I want to yell at you a little bit right now. Lovingly. I hope I'm doing it lovingly. But kind of push you and urge you to just kind of begin to think about this in terms of this is what needs to change. I need to change. This is about me, right? This is about you, not them, not the circumstance, not anything else that's going on. It's all coming from you. You're the source of your life experience and your relationships, right? So yeah, please take that to heart. There's more videos coming this week. Might be a little bit slow, so don't fret if you're looking for new videos from me. March, I don't know why, it's turning out to be kind of a busy season. There's other things going on. But I will try to upload videos throughout the week. But, if it doesn't happen, then don't think I've disappeared into the ether. I want to do more frequent videos, but sometimes life does happen. There are other responsibilities that I have, so I'd like to get to a point where this is sort of all I do. I would like to do that down the road, because I do enjoy doing this very much, but for the time being, and I'm in the process of doing that. See, this is one way to kind of shift your thinking too. This is keep reminding yourself, if it's not here yet, and if that's what you're focused on, just keep saying, switch that around and say, oh, it's coming, it's on its way. I'm in the process. It's unfolding, right? So in terms of my life and the channel and this stuff becoming what I do 100% of the time, that's becoming and that's unfolding. So one day, very soon, probably, that's going to happen. So, but for the time being, I'm still in the process of that, so there's other things that I have to take care of. But I love your comments. Keep them coming. Your likes, your subscriptions, all that stuff. I love you all. And a lot of you who seem to be becoming regular viewers, I think it's awesome. Keep watching for updates. And I hope that this video was in some way helpful to you. Even if it doesn't feel like that right now, I felt it was a very important message for me to try to get across. So I've been seeing a lot of that. And, you know, sometimes it's important to kind of stop and pull back the brakes and look at kind of the patterns of what's coming in, the comments and the questions. And I've been seeing that common theme. So I needed to address it. The first step in any of this, I'll say it one more time before I sign off here. The first step in any of this is to begin to pull back your focus from the things that you don't want. And if you're at that stage in the process, and I think a lot of you responding to the videos are, from what I'm gathering from your comments, that's what you need to focus on, and understand that it's just one stage in the process. But it is a process. It's always a process, right? And it's always in a stage of becoming, and you are always in a state of becoming, right? Something new. You're always evolving. If you weren't evolving and expanding through this process of manifesting, resistance, and then learning how to get rid of the resistance and getting what you want, and then changing through that, if you weren't involved in that, you'd probably be dead, right? This is what we are. We're creatures on this planet like every other creature, and we're going to shed our skin from time to time. We're going to learn new things, and it's all process oriented, right? So just understand that all of this is getting you closer, even if it doesn't feel like it, even if it doesn't look like it. You are, just by watching this video, just by thinking about shifting your thinking, just by thinking about improving yourself, you are getting closer to becoming an even better version of yourself. So all of this is worth it. All right? Anyway, having said all that, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and take care. Bye.